the book of Ruth. I'm going to share my sheets, and what you see before you is a couple of sheets out of the workbook. It's the 5 W's and Ruth introduction. That is not in the workbook that's in the digital online shop. The introduction is only in the books that I created for myself because I do the teaching. So I have that as an addition in the books that I create, the workbooks that I create for myself. So straight to it, the 5 W's. Who is the author of the book? So far, we do not have an author. The author is unknown. Now, some say possibly Samuel the prophet. That's possible, but we don't have any information on who exactly is the author. To whom is this book written to? It's written to all believers. This book foreshadows of the Gentile joining in. Now, I want to say this. This is not the only book that does that. There's plenty of books in the Tanakh as we go on this journey that you're going to find that is really eye-opening on how it shows the Gentile joining in with the children of Israel. When was this book? Now, when was the book written? So I have 1100 BC, and that is because so many commentaries have so many different ranges of dates. But I tend to continue to use my Nelson's Complete Bible book of Bible maps and charts. So I kind of stick with this one. This is my second edition that I have. So I do like this information that I get out of the Nelson's Complete book of Bible maps and charts. So I stuck with that date. Why was this book written? This book is specifically written, if you pay attention as we go through, this is showing the bloodline of David, King David, what ultimately shows the bloodline of the Messiah. So, this bloodline information is important because we specifically see the hand of Jehovah from Adam and Eve all the way through the book of Ruth, setting us up for the Messiah to come in. So that is also important for us to know. What division of this book is listed? Now, for those who are Hebrew roots, Messianic, Jews, Israelites, um, you will find this book lined up in the writings, the Ketuvim, and for those of other denominations that use the Protestant Bible, is listed as historical. So those are my 5 W's. Now let's jump into the introduction overview of last week. So basically, the book of Ruth is what many will call a parenthesis or an appendix, and it belongs in the book of Judges. Now, the book of Ruth is mainly read for those, again, of the Hebrew roots, Messianic Jewish faith Israelites during the time of Feast of Weeks, Shavuot or Pentecost is called. And then again, I've spoken that we will eventually see as we continue through the book of Ruth why that is. Now, we do know the book of Ruth is written in the time of the judges. At the time of the judges, we have the Mennonites, the Amalekites, and the people of the east. They came in and stole um, uh, animals, food, destroyed crops, and everything for the children of Israel and many of the land, not all the land, but and most of the land, which caused a famine, which made Elamet, how you pronounce his name, Eli, Elamet, to take his family and leave from Bethlehem, Judah, to Moab. Now, the book of Ruth, some people question whether Jehovah's name is written in there. His name is there over 10 times. You just have to take a look and slowly read the book. One thing about this book of Ruth, the title of it, the main character in the book is a Moabite woman. Well, she was raised as a pagan worship uh, in her life as a Moabite. She was from the other nation. She was a Gentile, which also leads to a question that I have. I want to point you to my last question in my question box. Now, Does Ruth remain a Moabite although she married a person, a children of Israel from the tribe of Judah? I wouldn't. She will become a Judahite. Well, actually, Judah's name just remained Judah or Jews. She will become a Jew. The reason why I spoke of this is because many of different Jewish sects believe that the woman is the one that the bloodline is chosen from, but that cannot be. As we learn from Rahab and also Ruth, they joined in through marriage and they became a part of the children of Israel. Because if we would make that choice of the woman is the chosen one for the bloodline, that means King David is a Canaanite, a Moabite, and that would change the entire bloodline of Judah itself. So this is why we most certainly can say that that is not according to the Bible. It is the male that chooses the bloodline. Now, Ruth, I divided the book of Ruth in two sections: Ruth, loyalty and love, and her reward for loyalty and love. My insight: this is not only a teaching for the Gentile people, but also of those of the Hebrew roots, Hebrews, Messianic, Israelite, Jews, and everyone, to say that redemption is for all. It is not just for the Jews. So we come into everything, we try to even divide the word just for the Jews, just for this, just for this. That is not the way Jehovah works. It's for all. So there are listed here all my questions, because I did question, was that a good decision for Elimelech to take his family and leave? Could he remain in Judah and maybe fought with Gideon? We don't have an answer for that, but that was most definitely a possibility. All my cross references there in my word study, Goel, which is the kinsman redeemer, is what we focus on in the book of Ruth.